Hey, thanks for joining me this morning for our daily Devo. And I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to give a shout out to my daughter and son, Casey and Joshua. Today is their birthday. And I gotta tell you, I'm a very proud father of the woman and man of God that he has and he continues to make them into, and what he does through their lives into the lives of other people. So, happy birthday. Hope you have a great day today. We're looking in our Devos right now at Old Testament prophecies about the Messiah and how Jesus actually fulfilled them. And today's prophecy is from Zechariah 9:9. And if you know Jesus' ministry, you'll know exactly what it refers to. It says, "Rejoice greatly, daughter Zion. Shout, daughter of Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you righteous and victorious, lowly, riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey." You know that scene, right? It's the week before Easter. It's the Sunday that we call Palm Sunday. Matthew records the event in chapter 21. It's verses 1 to 5. It says, "As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent two disciples, and he said to them, 'Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you'll find a donkey tied there with her colt by her. I want you to untie them and bring them to me. And if anyone says anything to you, say the Lord needs them, and he'll send them right away.'" Now, Jesus had come into Jerusalem like many other Jews did each year for the celebration of Passover. And this event was huge in their history. It was the remembrance of the Jews leaving their slavery in Egypt for the Promised Land, right? It's recorded in the book of Exodus. Now, the usual population of Jerusalem was approximately 30,000 people, but each year during this feast specifically, thousands of Jews would come into the city. The estimates of visitors range from 150,000 to 2.5 million. There would be so many people come to Jerusalem, they couldn't all stay in the city. Many would find shelter in nearby towns like in Bethany, where Jesus would stay with his friends, and maybe you'll recognize their names, Mary, Martha, and Lazarus, right? So then Matthew tells us in verses 4 and 5, he says, "This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet," talking about, what we've looked at. "Say to daughter Zion, see your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey, and on a colt, the foal of a donkey." We think about donkeys being beasts of burden, but donkeys back then were regal animals. Scholars will tell you that in ancient times, kings rode horses into battle, but when they rode a donkey, it was in a time of peace. That was kind of a signal that they were coming in peace. So Jesus is entering into Jerusalem as a king. And at the same time, to the religious leaders, he's this outlaw. He's a wanted man, wanted for stirring up the people, declaring himself to be the Son of God. And yet here he is conspicuously riding into Jerusalem. William Barclay in his commentary says, "It's a breathtaking thing to think of, a man with a price on his head, an outlaw, deliberately riding into a city in such a way that every eye was fixed upon him. It is impossible," he would write, "it's impossible to exaggerate the sheer courage of Jesus. In this move, he was forcing the hand of his opposition by stepping out of the shadows and into the spotlight." Now, if you read just a few verses further in Matthew's gospel, you realize this is an incredible moment. Palms are waving, people are shouting. There's not been an outpouring of praise like this since the angels proclaimed to the shepherds on the night of his birth, right? Glory to God in the highest. After 30 years of obscurity in Nazareth, after 3 years of traveling here and preaching there, avoiding riotous actions that might gain too much attention and much too soon for that matter, it was as if this crowd suddenly erupted with praise. This event that Zechariah talks about is significant in Jesus' ministry because it's as if heaven couldn't wait any longer. Jesus had been discreet long enough. Make no mistake, This move is Jesus making clear who he is. And as we celebrate Jesus' birth, it's a reminder to us to make sure that we are clear about who he is in our lives today. And I hope that will drive your thoughts and your heart and your actions as we celebrate his birth, as we go toward the day, but even today in this Christmas season, just as we live our lives out in front of people around us. Hey, I hope you have a great day today.